You know, when I made my video the other day announcing that Chuck had sadly passed away and that Libby and her family had asked for some privacy whilst they go through everything that they are feeling right now, in that same video, I even spoke about how I hope nobody comes out to make any false accusations of why they believe Chuck passed away. Now, in the same video, I did mention the fact that Chuck did have cancer or was going through cancer prior to his death, but there was no report or whether or not his passing was linked with that or not. So we should wait until the family decide to tell us if they decide to tell us. So here's the thing. In the 90 Day Fiance world, I see fake stories posted online on a daily basis, whether that be on a Facebook page or whether that be on an IG page, okay? And a lot of the time when these things happen, they happen from just the random 90-day created fan pages, okay? Those pages that aren't international. Those pages that don't have like a massive following in terms of they are known by everyone. Which brings me to my point. I never thought that if fake news was going to come out, it was going to come out from one of the biggest sources on the internet, one of the biggest sources worldwide. And the maddest thing about it didn't come from just one big source. It came from two big sources that have been known for covering news internationally for a long time, especially predominantly in America. So here's the thing. When I was on IG looking for some content, seeing what's happening, they came across this post here. And this post here is obviously by Sarcasm, where they say Elizabeth and her sister Jen call out People and TMZ for falsely reporting on their on their dad Chuck cause of death. TMZ. A part of me says, should I be surprised? No. Because TMZ have been called out many times for posting things that aren't legit, for controlling the narrative. So it doesn't surprise me. But at the same time, it surprises me because they don't always post things about 90 Day Fiance. It's only here, there, and everywhere. Now with People, I wasn't surprised that they posted about it because People do cover all of the reality TV shows in America for the most part, okay? So I was expecting them to report it. But was I expecting them to then report something false? Well, let's get into it, folks. So, as you can see here, these are the screenshots here where it has been taken out, okay? By, and I believe this one here is by, that stuff is so small. My apologies, folks. Trying to bring it out on my phone. So, the post that we see here, the post that we made by Jen, okay? Obviously, as you can see here, obviously posted down below, Jen, aka Jalen. Now, in the picture on the Reddit stuff in particular, she first says, and this is her calling out TMZ, false information, TMZ, stop spreading hurtful misinformation about my dad's health and the cause of his death. So wrong and disgusting. To try and capitalize off clickbait, I'm appalled and disgusted. Then in the next one, this is her calling out People. She says, pretty much, false information at People. Stop spreading hurtful misinformation about my dad's health and the cause of his death. So wrong and disgusting. To try and capitalize off clickbait, I'm appalled and disgusted. Cara Lynn Soates, you are a sad human being to make such a hurtful storyline to sell a story. And that is the person that published a story on People. Now, I don't blame her for coming out and putting them on blast. Because why shouldn't she? But then also on top of that, in the black, she also comes up and saying, thank you, TMZ, for retracting and correcting your article. Now, People, your turn. Do the right thing. If you guys see any other false storylines in this nature, please DM me. I'm blasting all of these clickbait news outlets and protecting my dad's legacy and memory at all costs. Not about to play with my family. Do you know what I love about this energy though? What I love about this energy, it shows us the impact that Chuck had on his children, on his family. The passion and the rage that she's putting through, having to make sure that there's never going to be misinformation about her father online is beautiful to see. We don't see this all the time from People. So I love the fact that she's coming out to call these pages for these purposes. Because at the end of the day, she's not lying. You know, nobody should be out here trying to ruin the legacy of Chuck. Okay, because he was, I've said it before and I say it again, he's one of the most beloved cast members of all time. The one man that said, Andre, I'm going to give you a chance. While the rest of the family said, Andre, go away. Big-hearted man. Big-hearted man. So the question is, when it came to TMZ, as you heard, TMZ did actually retract or at least change their statement, because originally this itself in particular here wasn't exactly worded in the way that it should have been worded. Okay, I believe, in fact, that may have been, no, it's not sure. This is Libby here, obviously having her say, but we'll come back to that in a second. So obviously TMZ, I did check it out to make sure that they change it, and as you can see, this was published on November 2024. No, sorry, on November 24th, 2025. Sorry, in the UK we tweet 24, then November, then 25. But anyway, it is what it is. And obviously 10:38 a.m. Then it was updated on the same day, literally 5 hours or so later on at 3:48. Don't know if I got that right when I said the 5 hours. I could be wrong. But either way, though, the good thing is that they did do what she said they did, and they changed it and gave the right information. Okay? Now, when it comes to Libby herself in particular, she came up by saying, imagine mourning the loss of your dad and then waking up to fake stories about being made about him. No, absolutely, no effing absolutely, yep. We won't stay quiet about this. Then she continued by saying, until my family and I make an official statement regarding my dad, and any articles, reports circulating right now are completely false. I am utterly disgusted and completely appalled. The fact that it's 2025 and outlets are still publishing fake news during a time of deep grief is beyond disgusting. Then also she puts in here, at people, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. Take this article down immediately, or we will move forward to pressing charges. You mess with the wrong family. You know what? Like I said before, I say it again. I love this energy. Let them know. Let them know, because the matter of the fact is, Elizabeth and Jen, her family, her father, their father, this is they're not the first people to have this. There's been people in the past who these outlets have done this to, spread misinformation about. And it's good to see that they are being called out for this stuff. Absolutely be beautiful to see. Now, of course, when it came to people, the question is, did they change their article? Did they do that? All right? Because here's the thing, you see, folks. The original article itself in particular, by people, as you can see here in this little screen just behind here, okay? And it's the same thing that their title originally was 90 Day Fiance star Chuck dies of brain cancer at 64. So that was their article, that was their title. And this was the same similar title that TMZ had as well, saying that he had died of brain cancer. But as we saw, TMZ have changed it. Has people changed it? Well, let's get into it. People then did go and actually change their title too. Chuck dies at 64. And as you can see, updated on November 2000. Why do you guys have to have your date the wrong way around? On November 24th, 2024. At 10:14 p.m. I mean, I'm gonna lie to you, it took them a bloody long time to change it, didn't they? They should have already done it sooner. But they changed it on the same day, and that is the main thing. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. Now, listen, I get it. When it came to people and when it came to TMZ, I get it, okay? They assumed that it was cancer purely because cancer is something that Chuck obviously had reported about, obviously, prior to his death. So I get them having this assumption. But there is a difference between having an assumption and telling people the assumption is a fact. Nobody said it was a fact. That's why when I worded myself, I simply said that, listen, what I do know is that before he passed away, we do know that he went under surgery because of cancer. We haven't been told that he died because of it, but this is what we do know. See, that is me just letting you know what we know. Not confirming anything, just saying this is what we know. These mofos came out and said that this is exactly what took his... Come on now. Come on now. I mean, let's keep it a buck. If anybody was going to come out and we was going to hear it first about how he passed away, it was always going to be from his family first. Anybody else that would have said it would have been somebody that was clearly making up something based on an assumption. Unless, of course, the doctors themselves secretly decided to tell someone for some ridiculous, weird reason. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, nonetheless, I'm just happy that justice has been served, because it should be. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope that Libby, Jen, Jalen, and the rest of the family, I hope they are all, obviously in high spirits, and I hope they are all doing what they need to do to be able to stay together at this challenging time in their lives. And I've got to say, I've seen some comments where people are saying that, oh, Andre must be happy because he must be getting the will. I mean, listen, folks, let's be real. I don't think for any second Andre's sitting there and he's happy about the fact that there's going to be a will or that he's going to benefit. No, because at the end of the day, like I said before, Chuck was the first and only person that respected him out of that family, and I can only imagine that Andre would have respected him back. Especially, and to be honest with you, a part of me even feels like there was a part of Andre that even looked up to Chuck as somewhat of like a, not necessarily a father figure, but but as a mentor. Because remember, without Chuck, Andre wouldn't have his house flipping business. This is what I'm saying. He wanted to learn from him because he knew the greatness of Chuck. So I can only assume that Andre has the most massive respect for Chuck for helping him out and making him feel welcomed. I mean, if he doesn't, well then, I guess, quote unquote, what's happened this season, he's a horrible person, right? If that was the case. But I don't want to be putting out there that this guy's out here talking. I don't want to put it out here that he's got this negative, motion against Chuck, because no. I want to put it out there that Andre is probably mourning just as bad as everybody else. Okay? Nonetheless, though, rest in peace. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Peace.